Alright, this evening I'm going to take time to show you guys some of my best sets. This is a raccoon set, and we're down the stream here in the holler, and got a log right there, and they're traveling that log a lot. I caught fox here, coon, possum, and all I did was take a saw and cut a slit and chop it out with my hammer claws. I'll show you here how it's done. Take a number 1.5 Montgomery and set it half cocked. Now I wired this trap down below on a drag, not on the log, because you don't want them hanging off the log. So now we're going to cover it. Just set it in here. Like, here's a high spot on the log, so they're going to naturally step down in here, and then the next step's up here. So I'll just take it like this. That jaw can be up. And I'll cover it like I do a fox set. Grab some peat moss. See, it's solid because it's sitting right here on the edge. Now we're good to go. This is just for raccoon, so we're not really picky. It still works, guys. There's old Whitey. He's up a tree here. And I'm going to show you another clip of him. And then right over here is our log set. We can finish that. There he goes. I'm going to show you here. Put some fish oil on either side. Okay, right over from the log I set what I call a jar set. Just dig a hole and put a jar in about that high off the water for raccoon. And then I put some marshmallows and fish oil in there. And I laid that log under the root so they wouldn't walk under the root. They'd go directly towards that. Alright, here's our coon sets. We have a stream coming in here. What we do, find like a culvert like that. Drain pipe goes across for a overpass. And that's perfect there because they'll walk through there and they get channeled right to one spot. So I'm going to set number 11 here. Number 11 long screen. What I'll do, show the pins good. You always have to turn your springs in towards your trigger with the long spring. But I want a nice throw there. It should work. Okay, wire this fast. It's a nice drag. So we want our trap about 1 inch to 1.5 inches in the water. Right there, we're about at that. So it doesn't hurt to throw some sod down to bed your trap. And we're going to go right here. Right about like there. When the water clears here, you'll see where the trap is. So that's pretty solid now. Move all your leaves away from the jaw. Right in line with that water flow. Now we have to direct them in. Now I'm gonna grab a stone here. Like that. Now you can see your trap, so you make sure nothing's in its way obstructing the jaws. And we'll fill that ground up here. Put some stones on this side. So now when he walks, he feels them stones. And he might feel your trap spring, but nothing new. And he can walk and step right in there. Now, I'm a coon, I walk, that's where I walk. And you can put some other things to make sure they go in there. Like some grass. Now you know they're gonna walk in there. And to really entice them to go in that pipe, you don't know if they're running through as much, put some fish oil on the side. There's another one of our sets. Alright, I'm along the creek here. Great place for mink. And what we're going to do is make a set on this side of the bank. We have a tree and a fallen down tree and then a big tree with a root here. And what I did is I wired a trap fast here, and then I wired two sets. I made a double. Now whatever's in here, mink or raccoon, they're eating the shells, and what I did was I set a double set here. Two sets, one there. Put some marshmallows back in this hole, and they're sitting back in here eating fish, crayfish. This is like a little mini treasure chest. And what we did was we got them coming out of the edge here, and they'll swim along that edge. If you pay close attention here, you'll see the path where the raccoon are walking. See them overturned leaves that are blacker, and they're also coming in up here. So now we follow that trail where the leaves are turned down into the swamp area, and that's where we're going to make our blind set, right where the water is. So I got a drag here. And over this direction is another trail, and we're going to block that other trail. And we'll put our drag right down there, blocking that other trail coming in this direction. And just take your boot. Right here, distinct coon tracks. It's hard to tell right now at this point, but what you do is you make it go into that trail. Take the water, make your own path for the coon to walk. So now we got coming down here pretty good. Now we know the coon are funneled. And this is a drag that I used before up the stream. Make sure it's wrapped around good. I use a lot of number 11s. It's just my preference. There's plenty of traps that work good out there for coon. Your pan got tight when you dyed it or anything, just double check them. Now that coon walked right there and right in here. So this is where our set goes. About an inch to an inch and a half deep. And we're ready for him when he walks down. You don't always get them, but they eventually get in there. And take your chain, make sure he don't catch that chain. Now that'll happen a lot if you don't move your chain out of the way. So he walks in and he has a perfect area to get in your trap right there. Okay, we're out in the open here and got a nice stream here going through a field, and what we have is a trail going right there and a trail going up here, and there's an old skull of some kind of animal they're dragging, and they just travel and they go down into the stream right here and they cross, and then they most of the times they walk through the stream. If it's small like this, they'll just travel down the center. What we're going to do is funnel them right where they go down, so we can take our drag right down here where they come down. They also come up the creek to the right, and we'll funnel them into the stream. That's a pretty quick set. Just wire your trap to a drag. Make sure it's wrapped around tight. That's the important part. You don't want a loose wrap or they can pull it loose. So now they're coming down here, and that's where we want to make our set, because they'll travel along this edge if we funnel them on the side towards you. Just set our pan halfway on that trigger. Now that's a little deeper than an inch and a half, so we just push dirt up. Right here, this is a good area too. There you're at an inch and a half. That's okay. We don't want much more in case a mink comes down here. It's a good area for mink. In fact, since that is an area for mink, we're going to go an inch. Right there on the edge. And we just take our drag and guide them in. Now Coon will walk through there and a mink. There it is. Blind set.